Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to the next chapter of the Lightning Library, the series where we take an in-depth look at every release in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, talk about its history, and then just kind of go into it in depth. Today we are talking about the very first Target exclusive figure, the Dino Charge Black Ranger figure, which came out during the summer of 2020, and came out of nowhere and pretty much just disappeared right out of nowhere just as fast as it showed up. So let's of course, as usual, take a look at the box and specifically how the 3D render matches up to the final product. And well, there actually are some differences here this time around. So if we kind of just adjust the camera here, you can maybe see on the Dino Saber how the blade parts, and we'll kind of bring him in a little better so you can see it as well. The blade part of the yellow continues past the dinosaur head a little bit, and it does not do that on the final product. Also, the belt buckles are of main consideration here as well. Right there, you can see that they got it correct with the black out background and the silver trim of the dinosaur head. But here, they definitely did not do that. They inversed it. They have a black symbol with a silver background. And for the most part, besides that stuff, and also the fact that the morpher is not painted on this side, even though it is shown to be painted on that side on the box render, it's pretty close to the final product, of course. Now, also just take a look at the box in general. Since it is a Target exclusive and a store exclusive at that, it is a colored box instead of a white box, so it is a nice black box since it is a Black Ranger, so that all makes sense here. You get nice white down here at the border, the Dino Charge Black Ranger figure, beautiful Tom Whalen box art, Power Rangers Dino Charge logo, we already looked at the back there, and then a nice side profile there. So everything looks great there, and it's probably one of my favorite boxes. It just looks nice and sleek. It's very similar almost to like a Spectrum package in color, but this is before the Spectrums were a thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the history of the figure, and then we'll look at him in more detail.
Target exclusives. The two words most fans of any Hasbro figure line never want to hear. By the summer of 2020, the Lightning Collection had started to branch out into more store exclusives than they had done in their first year, and so it seemed inevitable that Target would get something sooner rather than later. The first signs of a potential Target exclusive came on May 5th, 2020, exactly 1 year ago from the date this video was published, when Twitter user @UncagedOtaku sent me a picture of a Black Ranger figure 6-inch in the Target system. At this point in time, all that was known was that the figure had a targeted July release date. When first looking at it, nothing confirmed it was an exclusive right away, or even Lightning Collection technically, and my initial thought was thinking that maybe this was Mighty Morphin Black from the Wave 6 listings, but that didn't seem to make much sense as it was a little too early if it was going to come out in July. As July rolled around, no other proof of this figure's existence had been found, and as the dates got closer and closer to when Target was supposed to be receiving them, both me and Uncaged Otaku theorized over what it could be. Monday, July 20th.
You know, I sleep for a couple hours, and then I log on to Twitter, and there's 1,000 messages, kicking things on the table, 1,000 messages letting me know he just shows up out of nowhere.
I was asleep before one of my night shifts at work when I awoke to my phone exploding. On Facebook, the user Ray Alcantar posted a picture of a Dino Charge Black Ranger figure that they found at Target in California. The DPCI number was soon gathered, and it was a perfect match to the Black Ranger listing sent over in May. The question was now, when would the figure be revealed? Up until this point, even when figures released before they were officially revealed, they had already been assumed to be coming in some capacity thanks to cracking codes. But this was the first time a surprise figure popped up in a store without the listing being figured out prior. Word on the street was that the figure had a street date of Sunday, July 26th, and later on in the same week, Twitter user @ZordBuilder posted a photo of a price checker popping up with the promo pictures for the figure for the first time. And then finally, on Sunday, July 26th, the figure was officially announced as being available straight away. It sold out within minutes on Target.com. The announcement also confirmed it to be a Target exclusive, which was already assumed by this point by the black color of the box, but it was nice to see confirmed. For months, the figure was hard to find. It just seemed to disappear just as quick as it had appeared, at least in the US. In Canada, the figure seemed to be abundant as a Toys R Us exclusive all over there. And then for the most part, besides a random restock around the start of the fall of 2020, the figure is gone in the US, and will have to either be imported in from another country or picked up on the secondary market at this point in time.
So Chase here is a pretty interesting figure for a number of reasons. For the most part, it's a very, very nice figure. If you liked the Dino Charge Red figure, you basically know what you're getting yourself into with this. He barely holds the sword with that hand, so we'll just take it out. He also barely uses the sword in the show anyway, so... although I get why he has it here. But yeah, like if you thought Dino Charge Red was a solid figure, then you're going to think that this one is solid too. It is essentially the exact same figure, just done up with a new paint scheme. But there are some just weird, interesting things about it. So we'll go ahead and actually just bring in real quick Dino Charge Red, so you can see the comparisons between the two. So, you know, basically, as you can tell, using the exact same body as you would imagine that they would, onto the back and everything. It's basically just new paint, the new symbol here, the Parasaur instead of the T-Rex, and of course the helmet. But there are just those weird things about it, like the belt buckles. Dino Charge Red has it perfectly correct, with the silver and the black background, and his is just wrong for no reason. We have no idea why they did that. Also, Dino Charge Red was from the very first waves. They did kind of pour a lot of, budget, I would assume, into the first wave to make it look nice. And right there you have like the silver on the gloves, which looks very nice. But Chase does not have that. Chase has the exact same gloves, or has the exact same hands that Dino Charge Red came with, but no silver paint. Better comparison here. Here's one of his swappable hands to get that karate chop hand. Same exact hand, but they didn't paint the silver. And then he also has a left-handed fist, or right-hand fist, that does not have the silver paint either. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I mean, we already did see with Dino Charge Gold that they did not paint the silver there. Only Dino Charge Red has the silver paint. So basically, wow. Basically, Chase has the hands of Ivan with the body mold of Tyler. Although, I mean, basically, Ivan uses the same body mold too. There are some remolds on that. But, yeah, it's just a weird figure for that reason. And also, that extends to his weapons. So we'll just put them off to the side here for a second. If we look at the two Dino Sabers, so this is the one that Tyler came with. Very nice and show accurate, except for the black that always chips off of the handle. But the blade continues past the dinosaur head there. Looks great. On Chase's, not only is I think it may be a slightly different shade of silver, the yellow does not continue as far as it should. It just stops. So Tyler's is accurate, Chase's is not. It doesn't bother me as much since, Chase barely used the saber to begin with. His main thing was the Dino Charge Morpher, which essentially is the exact same one. This is the one that came with Chase. This is the one from Tyler. They're basically the exact same. I mean, maybe there's like a slight shade difference, but not anything you're really going to notice. Now, speaking of the Dino Charge Morpher, you get a brand new effect piece, which to this day is exclusive to Chase here. It's this nice rubbery purple little blast, which is tailor-made. There's little holes there, tailor-made for the Dino Charge Morpher, and that looks wonderful. I love how that looks. It looks great for Chase. The purple really does complement the black well, and I love this. So that is fantastic, and I'm happy that Hasbro included that in there. Also, of course, you're going to get the Chase head. So let's go ahead and take a look at that onto the figure. And honestly, I personally think that it is one of the best Lightning Collection head sculpts that we've ever had. So let's bring him up there. We'll zoom in on him there. There is Chase. And yeah, that just looks really, really solid. We'll put a picture up of the actor here, of course. I think they really nailed it here. This is one of the best ones. I don't know if it's because it's an exclusive and then kind of pour a little bit more money in there because of that, or they're just getting better. I mean, they are always trying to get better with these. But yeah, this is one of the best ones in my opinion, and I think it really helps complement the figure and really make it one of the more, appreciated entries in the Lightning Collection for sure based on that. So now, since he is the exact same body mold as Tyler, he's going to share the exact same articulation. So I'll just put his articulation chart up here so you can get an idea of what he can do. But he is the same body mold, so his articulation is going to be the same. But for the most part, my final thoughts on this figure is that it is really good. The weird paint things, the gloves don't bother me. The buckle does. The gloves are just one of those things where if you really were bothered by it, you could just take a silver Sharpie to it or something. And it's not the end of the world. You really can't fix the buckle. And I don't really know what happened with that, but I can kind of overlook it because the morpher effect is really cool. The sword doesn't bother me because I never have him use the sword. And the head is really good. So for the most part, I'm very happy with this figure. He is kind of hard to get now. It was a Target exclusive when it first came out. So of course that meant it was hard from the get-go because Target exclusives are the worst. So, that had it, that's going for it there. But I see it usually for somewhere around like 40 or 50, which of course is double the Lightning Collection price. So I know that's not good, but at least it's not like the most rarest figure ever. If you really wanted to track him down, it is still, I think, to this day, one of the weirdest exclusives we ever had. Because typically exclusives are like, a form of a ranger, like Armored Black, or they are some kind of special exclusive comic ranger or something like Psycho Green, or you know what I mean? Or like a 6th Ranger, where they're kind of a bigger special deal. And this one was just kind of another member of the team. It wasn't the 6th. It wasn't like, Silver or something, one of the extra Rangers. It was just one of the core members of the team that they made an exclusive to Target, which was just an odd choice too. But that's not a bad thing for the figure. It's a good figure, but if you want to try to track down the Dino Charge team, which we haven't gotten a Dino Charge release since Chase here, so hopefully they give us some more in the future. We definitely can use this mold a million more times with all the Rangers that the season has. So I'm sure we'll be seeing the body once again. But that's all I have to say about the Dino Charge Black Ranger Target exclusive figure. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's chapter of the Lightning Library. And of course, we will be back next week to discuss the next roleplay item in the Lightning Collection, the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger Helmet. So until then, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at either LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And until then, I'll see you all later.